Hey YouTube family, how you guys doing? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the final chapter of the Dean Chronicles. So, I think I'm done. I lost some video. I took the guitar to school to drill out those dowels I just installed. And I had my camera set up next to the machinery where the drill press was. And the vibration from the drill press knocked it down. Anyway, and I really didn't pay any attention to it until after I was done. I was like, oh, anyway. So long story short, didn't get that. But turned out great. The drilling went smoothly. No major screw-ups. And I reinserted these when I got back from school. And I put the threaded pins back in. And they are dead straight. Look at that. Man, it turned out fantastic. But look at this. When I put this bridge in there, the alignment is perfect. You see that? Oh, I don't even know if you can see that. But now there's a space in front of the bridge and the bridge cavity. And there's moves nice and free. There's the same amount of space on the left as there is on the right. So when I put this together, I'm hoping the string alignment will be better, if not bang on. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so I'm happy with how this turned out. And regardless, it's going to be better and way more solid than what it was. I think it's a win. So everything is ready here. Bridge is ready, just has to be dropped in. Springs need to be reinstalled. And then the neck, I didn't really show that part in the last video, but the neck is ready to go. I sanded all the roughness out of the back of it. Man, you guys should feel how smooth the back of this neck is. It's like silk. It's unreal. Tightened all the tuners. I put a little drop of lubrication in the heads there. Check out these frets, man. Polished all these frets. They were nice and level. And I conditioned the fretboard. You see how nice and glossy the fretboard looks? That's just conditioner. And I had to apply oil to this thing 3 times. It was so dry. It would just suck it in. You'd put oil on there, you'd rub it in, it was gone within seconds. And you put some more on. It took 3 applications to get the oil to kind of stick around. So yeah, and I'm using like the F1 oil by Music Nomad. So that, man, this neck was dry. Like this guitar has been neglected. So I think all I need to do is take all this tape off, give the guitar a good polish, reinstall this neck, put that bridge in. I'm going to get started on that, and I'll be right back. I hope this thing comes out really nice for my buddy. He deserves it. And I would hate to fail him. But, you know, give it an honest effort anyway. And if I can't fix it, I'm sure there's somebody out there who can. It's a matter of finding them. All right. Time to reconnect the heart to the body. See the spacing? See how there's a nice, even amount of spacing between bridge plate and the bridge route, whereas before it was pressed up right against that. Time for the neck. It's time for some strings. Well, you gotta cut the ball ends off. Last string There. All right. That's done. And just wrap around the tuners. Okay. We still have an alignment issue, but I think now we can correct it with the neck adjustment. And correct it we did. Check out that string alignment. Ho ho! Bang on. Yep. So all I had to do was drill out the body holes so that the screw wasn't screwing into the body and the neck. So now it allowed me to make a little adjustment, just a micro adjustment to the neck, and then seat everything in properly. And that shim in the pocket worked great. I just guessed the height of these screws, and if I check right now, so before in the first video, it was like 0.080 was the action height, almost at 0.09. And right now at the 12th fret, I'm at 0.03 on the bass side and 0.03 on the treble side. And I have virtually no relief. Like dead straight. There's almost no movement there. And I knew the spring tension in the back was correct because I had fixed that in the prior video. So it kind of tuned up fairly easily. I let it sit for a while. I went up, had supper. It's holding tune. The action's way too low, like way too low. I'm going to have to fix that. You got to raise the action, maybe add a little bit of relief. So I'm just going to play with that for a bit. I'll come back to you. All right, I got the action set where I feel it's good. Now this bridge is probably going to move now that I've made some adjustments, but right now it's sitting nice and level to the body, so hopefully it'll stay that way. I'm just going to check the tuning. Okay, how far out do we think our intonation is? I just set it by eye, remember? Holy, that's pretty good. Put it in the middle. Wow. Man, that's a little bit flat, but not bad. Well, that one's really flat. That one's flat too. That one's good. That one's really flat. Alright, so that could be a pain in the butt. I'm not going to make you guys watch this. You have to loosen the screw. The string is passing dead center over. And then you have to slide the saddle forward and then lock that screw. Okay, I got 4 out of the 6 done. I was able to find a small Allen type insert for this screwdriver, and it's a lot easier to control. So what I do, these saddles have to move forward. So what I do is I, move the string over, insert the Allen wrench, and I get more control here. I can just move it lightly, let the tension of the string bring that saddle forward. That's all I'm doing. And then I just lock it down again and double check. Because now that string is going to be totally out of tune. Right, so I got to bring it back to pitch. Open string, fretted note. We're still flat. Alright, so it still has to move forward. Okay, I got it. But I ran into an issue. as I was setting the intonation for the E string, all of a sudden the B string flies out of its saddle and just, right? So I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I backed off the screw, put the B string back in, tightened it up, tuned everything up to pitch, and went back to tuning the E string. And yes, I had it blocked underneath, in case you're thinking as I was loosening the E string to adjust the intonation, the bridge was cocking back and putting too much tension. That wasn't it. So it turns out I just could not tighten the retaining screw enough. So it's stripped. Look at that. So I was able to find, I don't know what this came off of, but in my guitar stuff, I had this, just a regular screw. It had the same threads. I was able to thread it into this saddle, and it's doing the job. And it's just long enough that it doesn't impede with the fine tuner. So it's not pretty, but it'll do the job. So I'm going to try to find a new saddle for my buddy. And when it comes in, I'll put it in. I have no idea if I can get Floyd Rose replacement saddles or whatever. But anyway, but other than that, I think we're there, guys. I think we're good. So what I did is I tuned the guitar just a smidge off of center. Just a bit. Because when I lock these strings, which I'm going to do in a minute, when I lock these strings down, it's going to push on them, right? Which is going to add a little bit of tension to each string. That's going to bring my pitch up. So I figure if, everything's good now, look at that bridge. It is perfectly level to the body. Just bang on. I'm going to put those in there, and then I'll do the fine adjustments with the tuners, and then we'll plug this in the amp, see if the out of phase thing is gone, and see if it's still buzzing a lot, and hopefully it's done. Right, locked and loaded. All right, so the Dean is done. Nice level bridge. Lots of adjustability in the fine tuners. We are tuned standard E, A, D, G, B, E. We are locked and loaded. I don't need a cloth in the back. Doesn't make any noise. Two things were stripped on this thing. The screw I just showed you that locks the string in the saddle, and this neck screw that holds the guitar strap. It was stripped. Not the screw, but probably the inside. But this screw is smaller than the other three. Like really fine thread compared to the other three. They're bigger. So I just took a deck screw and I fired it in there, and it's good. And it bit in there like crazy. So as opposed to take the neck off, fill that, put that screw back in there, that's a lot more solid this way. I don't like that little tiny screw anyway. So, still not a fan of the sound of these pickups, but the guitar's quiet. It's not making any noise. Even with the drive engaged, barely hear anything. Right? So, I think we're good. Man, this thing was a mess. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. All right. Intonation. Now, this stuff is still settling too, right? So, yeah, it might be pitchy a little bit. We're going to play it for a bit. So that's bridge. Sorry for a little telly licks, that's all I know how to play. position. Flipping the wires got rid of the green effect. Very punchy middle position. Neck. Throw some drive on there. Here's a clue that I don't play with a trem. That's it. I'm not touching this anymore. I think it's good. Peter, my man, hope you like it. Not perfect. Plays pretty good. If I wasn't a telly guy, you never know. I'm going to stick with my tellies. And thanks for all the help. Man, I got a lot of awesome people chiming in. Some real guitar techs telling me, you're doing all right. You're doing pretty good. And if you need any help, reach out to me. I'll help you out. Super appreciated. Thank you very much. Someday, I hope to be able to offer that kind of help to, a stranger on the internet. So it's much appreciated. So take care, everybody. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.